stepfather told me to lower my expectations about college until Harvard sent my acceptance to his office. He'd been dating my mom for 3 years before they got married when I was 14. From day one, he made it clear I wasn't his problem. "You're not my kid," he'd say during arguments. "I'm just stuck dealing with you until you turn 18. When I mentioned wanting to apply to Ivy League schools during my junior year, he actually laughed. A full belly laugh like I'd told the world's funniest joke. "Kids like you don't get into places like that," he said, not even looking up from his phone. "Maybe try community college. Set realistic goals." Mom stayed silent. She always did. I applied anyway, to Harvard, Yale, Princeton, and Stanford. I used my savings from working at the library to pay the application fees. I wrote my essays late at night after everyone went to bed. When I asked my stepfather to help with the financial aid forms, he threw them on the counter. "Waste of time," he muttered. "But fine, don't say I never helped you." The rejection, he promised, would be a good life lesson. What he didn't know was that I'd been building my application since freshman year. Perfect grades weren't enough, so I started a tutoring program for immigrant kids in our community. I taught myself coding and built an app that connected students with free educational resources. By senior year, I had 2,000 active users across 3 states. March came. The Ivy decisions dropped. I was in calculus when I got the email notification. My hands shook as I opened it on my phone under my desk. Harvard. Full scholarship. I stared at the screen for so long my teacher asked if I was okay. I didn't tell anyone. Not yet. That evening, my stepfather came home late from his job as operations manager at a medical supply company. He worked in the administrative building, the kind of place where important mail got delivered. He walked in, threw his briefcase on the couch, and stood in the doorway staring at me with an expression I'd never seen before. "Got something interesting at work today?" he said slowly. His jaw was tight. "Big envelope. From Harvard University. Addressed to you, care of my office." The room went silent. Mom looked up from her magazine. "Apparently," he continued, his voice getting louder, "some idiot in their admissions office sent your acceptance letter to my workplace instead of here. Caused quite a scene when my secretary opened it thinking it was company mail. She congratulated me. In front of my boss who went to Harvard. I stayed quiet, watching. The whole office spent the afternoon talking about my stepdaughter getting into Harvard. My boss wants to meet you, wants to mentor you. Meanwhile, I've been telling everyone at work for months that you'd be lucky to get into state school." Mom's magazine slipped from her hands. "You made me look like a fool," he said, but his voice cracked slightly on the last word. I should have felt triumphant. Instead, I felt nothing but cold calculation, because I'd been planning this next part for months. "I'm moving in with my dad for the summer," I said calmly. "He lives near Boston. I'll work there before school starts." "Your father?" My stepfather's face went red. "That deadbeat hasn't paid child support in years." "Actually," I said, "he's been paying. Every month. I checked the state portal. It's been going into a college fund Mom never told me about." I watched my mom's face drain of color. She'd been pocketing it. "There's $43,000 in there," I continued. "Enough for my expenses Harvard scholarship doesn't cover. I've already started the paperwork to have it released to me directly. The state agreed since I'm 18 now." My stepfather and mom just stared at each other. Neither of them had realized I'd been documenting everything, checking records, building my exit strategy. But here's what they really didn't know. The thing that made my stomach twist as I watched their faces. My Harvard acceptance wasn't the only envelope that arrived at his office today. There was a second one, smaller, from the IRS. I let the silence stretch. 3 seconds, 5, 10. "What?" my stepfather finally said. His voice had lost its edge. I pulled out my phone, opened my photos. I'd been taking screenshots for 2 years now. Every document I could access. Every financial record left carelessly on the home office desk. Every conversation I'd overheard through the heating vents that connected my room to theirs. "That second envelope," I said. "The one from the IRS. It's an audit notice for tax years 2020 through 2023. My stepfather's face went from red to white in seconds. "I don't understand," Mom said. She looked genuinely confused. She usually was. "Your husband," I said, not taking my eyes off him, "has been claiming me as a dependent for tax purposes. Full exemption, education credits, the works." "So?" My stepfather tried to recover. "You live here. That's legal." "It would be," I agreed. "Except you've also been telling the company you work for that you have no dependents. That's how you qualified for the executive singles housing allowance. $2,400 a month for 4 years. I watched him do the math. $115 to $200. And then there's the medical supply company's family insurance premium. You told them you only needed individual coverage. Saved the company money. They gave you a bonus for it. Meanwhile, I've been on state insurance because you said adding me would cost too much." Mom's hand went through her mouth. "But here's my favorite part," I continued. My voice stayed level, calm. "The tutoring program I started, the app I built, they generated income. Not much at first. But by last year, I was making about $30,000 annually through ad revenue and premium subscriptions." My stepfather's eyes widened. "I filed my taxes properly, reported everything, paid what I owed. But you claimed me as a dependent without my knowledge.